Okay, so if you guys have been watching my update video, you know that I was getting ready to start Tomb Kings, so I finally picked up the Codex. Went to Beholder's Eye down in Blacksburg, and picked up a few things for him. So really cool Codex. I'll be going over this in a future video. Not sure if you can smell that, but that's a new Codex. That's amazing. So Tomb King book, love the artwork, but let's go ahead and go through what I picked up here. I've got the Lich Priest, the new Fine Cast Lich Priest. So I'll be showing you guys this in the next video. It's pretty simple. So, and then I've also got a Tomb King. I've already painted him up. This is the old metal one though. So I'll have to show you this in another video too, because it will be hard to see here without messing with some settings. Yep, definitely. Yep. But yeah, I painted him all up. And then I've got a box of Chariots. There's 3 Chariots in here. So I'll be going through, well, I'll be going through Chariots because I also got the Battle Force, the Battalion, sorry, I play 40k. So Tomb King's Battalion. This is what we're going to be going over today. So, I guess to start things off, they have a group of 8 horses, 8 skeletal horses. By the way, that's $35. A group of 3 chariots, that's another $35. A group of 16, well they show 16 or whatever, but there's a total of 40 skeleton warriors between the 2 groups. This group here, they're just showing with the shields and that. So overall, it's a pretty darn good deal. It retails for about $120. I did get it for less than that, which is awesome. But I think it's about $157 in here. So really happy with the box. It's actually stuff that's useful, like really useful. All of it's useful, and there's options. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into what's inside this here Battle Force. Okay, so naturally we have lots of bases. All the bases you could ever want. You have 3 chariot bases in there. You got the bag of the 8 cavalry bases, and you got a bunch of these bases. You have enough in there, obviously. So the instruction books, there's actually a few. It's not one big one. So there's one separate one for the chariots like this, which is the longest one. It's about 4 or 5 sides of this thing. It's pretty short though still as far as instructions go. And then there is the one for the Skeleton Warriors, which has this nifty Skeleton Warrior artwork on it, because guess what? It literally takes up 2 sides. So they needed to put something on the back of it, I guess. And then the same deal with the Skeletal Horses. One side's a bunch of words that no one cares about. Another side's a picture, and it's only the inside 2 sides here that is actually how to make a skeletal horse. So pretty simple models, just a lot of them. So here we go. Here's the first thing we're going to go over. This is the horse sprue. Now this is 2 horses, quite clearly. They're each in halves. Now they do go together all right, but they don't quite line up really well. Like they don't really lock into place. It just kind of slides in there a little bit, and you can hope it's all together right. It's one thing I wish they would have done a slightly better job with, but overall the models actually still look pretty cool. And if you're putting these together, make sure that you go this way. This is 1 horse. This is not 1 horse. It might work for some of them, I think, but the one I tried to put together this way did not work, so I had to rip them apart and do it the other. So you've got 7 of this sprue, 3 of them for chariots, 4 for the 8 horses, for the Skeletal Horsemen. Also for the Skeletal Horsemen, you have the actual skeletons that are riding the skeletons. And you have some spears there. Here's the other side. And you have 2 of this sprue for the 8 different guys you got. So that makes up a majority of the skeleton horses. There are options, as you'll see in here later, that would allow you to give them bows and that kind of thing. Just with the extras. Okay, this is the sprue here. This makes up, for the most part, almost all of the skeletons, if you're making them just melee guys without shields. So there's 4 of these on each sprue of the legs here. And they're all different, which is pretty awesome. You've got your rib cages. One of them has armor on it. And some pretty darn cool heads. You can see there's all different pose ones. There's ones without a bottom jaw. There's a weird thing, some of them yelling. There's also this skull cap guy, which to me is probably the most important. Mostly because they give you these 2 horns here. So I'm seeing a bunch of Skyrim Skeleton Warriors. I don't know about you, but that's what's going to happen. They also give you this really sweet, just a tombstone here. Just a headstone, and an extra arrow just you can use for making bases or modeling or whatever. Then you have this really nasty group of close combat weapons, just all hand weapons here. So you have a flail, insane sword, like a kind of more like a rapier sword, and an axe, which is awesome. I love how thrown together that's gonna look. Then you have all your spears in case you decide to give them spears, which is not a bad idea. So you have 10 of this sprue to make up your 40 warriors with the bodies, heads, legs, and all that stuff. So this is the rest of the stuff for the Skeleton Warriors. This is a pretty big sprue. Now this gives you the option for 8 guys from each of these. There's 4 of this sprue, so 32 guys can have bows. Or you can use these for your horses too if you want to give your horses bows. And you get plenty of the 8 quivers, the arms for those. And you also get like arms with blades and stuff you can use for commanders. So that's the first part of this sprue. The second part of this sprue is all the shields. Now, odds are, if you're playing a big block of skeletons, you'll probably be giving them shields. So, you're going to need pretty much all of these here. And these shields do look pretty cool, and there's a lot of different ones. Now, this is the pull here for the banner, of which you have 2 options. So you can put either one of these here at the top of that. You have another group of shields. These are the backs of the shields, I guess. Let me show you the front of them. It's really cool shields, really decorative. I love them. Alright, and then you have your group of 6 more heads. So you have plenty of options for heads for these guys. So you have some really good ones like this here. It'd be great for a champion or commander, whatever you call them, for your squad. And you have the giant horn for the musician. And that's pretty much that sprue there. So you have 4 of these again. So you've got 10 shields on here, so you have enough for every skeleton warrior. Or you can, just put them on guys to look cool. So really a lot of extra bits coming from this one. You're gonna have to get a new bits container if you don't have one for Tomb Kings already if you get this box. So I'm really quite pleased with it. Alright, 2 more sprues left. Actually, 1 sprue left. This is the Chariot sprue. You get 3 of this one. It's got a lot of empty space in it, so I feel like this could have been a lot smaller. But whatever. I guess they didn't really care because it's going in the same size box either way. So on this, you have a few main pieces. You have some wheels here. You have the main piece of the chariot, the bottom of it and everything, the sides of the chariot. You have the front piece for the front of the chariot. Some extra bits. You have a banner because you can give these guys full command and everything. You have the actual skeletons here, and you have a bunch of different arm choices. So here's skeleton legs number 1. There we go. This is kind of just the basic guy who probably is going to be taking the whip. That's kind of driving the chariot around. Now for the next guy, you have his spear and just kind of an empty arm, and his yelling head here. and you have one more head. So you don't get any head options with this because they actually give you all the head options with the extra sprue from the Skeletal Warriors. If you buy the Chariot box separate, they actually put in, let me show you this really quick. The Chariot box I got came with one of these, this bow one. So you have all the bows in that you give the Chariots for no apparent reason. And then you also have the shield side here one. So they actually gave you this just with the Chariot one, so you have all the head options and everything in the shield. So this came with a Chariot box, the one with just 3 Chariots. Alright, now moving back to the sprue here. You also have the 2 torsos. And this is kind of more like the leader one. He's going to be taking the spear or this halberd. I think this is a halberd. Either way, it looks really cool. And it's in a pretty cool pose too. And coming around this way, you have the banner pole with the banner. You don't have any options for this one, but you get the options with the other sprues. And then you have the I guess it's kind of like a quiver, but for spears. And then you have one holding a bow that go on the side of the chariot. You have the 2 wheels, and the blade that goes in front sticks out past the horses, and the main piece of the chariot. There's the wheels from the other side. And these are the outside of the chariot. There's not a lot of detail on them, mostly though because the arrows and the spears cover up over this part. There's guys' hands on the top of it, and then one of these 2 pieces that you choose goes over the front, so most of the chariot surface gets covered. So that's pretty much it. That's what comes in this box. Again, there's 3 of this sprue. So 3 of this one. You get 4 of this sprue. 2 of this sprue. You get 7 of this. And you get 10 of this sprue. So it is really a full box. Like when you open up this battalion, it's pretty much it's full to the top. So really am super pleased with this battle force or battalion, I guess, since I play fantasy now. So definitely check it out. Let me know if you got any questions. I'm going to be doing some building videos for some of these in the future here. And let me just show you, I put together the box of chariots. I can show you the chariots from this battle force. And these are just spray primed with Army Painter leather paint. So I haven't painted them at all yet, aside from just spraying them. So these are pretty big size. I mean, to think that this huge thing, you get 3 of them in a box normally for $35, costs less than a box of 3 Space Marine bikes is just absurd. So you can really make these guys look really animated. You've got the spears and all that on here. You can see this piece that covers the front of the chariot. So they did a really great job with these pieces, making it really look like these guys are riding around this chariot, Ben Hur style, getting ready to kill some people.